Start recording. This is a different player than we just played against, right? Did I miss a memo on, like, Haraza with this birding banner being a thing? I'm pretty sure this is a different person. I should pay more attention to the usernames, but I'm pretty sure this is a different person. We'll start on Diamond Shard here. Hopefully this is going to make a charge, but we might need to make a second diamond for glory here. Astro Scroll. Okay, good. Yeah, that's what I thought. To Zozo. Okay. So, like, the question here is, do I want to trap this? I think I just want to trap this. Like, taking 4 is a lot, and, like, there's no guarantee they play something for me to dingle post-combat. If I had, like, an Adjudicator in my hand, there'd be merit to just taking a hit there. That's sweet. The old cycle a coin missed by third shard drop. That's a popular, interesting decision. Okay, you know, teaches her own. That's actually really good against us because we have a bunch of prophecy things on top of our deck here. It's actually kind of tilting. If they hit me and my prophesized shard is on top of my deck, they get to draw the card off my shard, which is unfortunate. I also have an action coming up that draws 2 cards, so I mean, hopefully there's another troop on top of my deck, but the chances of that being the case are slim. So we're probably going to be really sad here when this prince hits us. Yep, so that shard that they just took draws them a card. Fuck. Oh, it's unfortunate. I mean, glass half full, I guess they didn't take my action that draws a card. Draws 2 cards, but they definitely have a resource that draws a card in their hand right now. And does damage to us, yep. Things that feel bad for 100. So, it doesn't feel good, but we definitely can. Why couldn't you have been the next card? We're going to attack for 1 here, and then we're going to play this Eldurathan's Glory, so that way we don't risk them flipping over our action that draws 2 cards. If they have a hero fall, this is going to feel pretty miserable, because they're going to take the second Glory out of my hand, but I just don't want to risk this taking another card off the top of my deck. Yep. So long, Glory, and there's literally only 2 Glories in our main deck, so, like, pretty unfortunate that we drew both of them. And now they slipped the bride in. Yeah. That's unfortunate. And the good news is we get to draw a couple cards with this, I guess. God, where's my action that draws a card? Ugh. We don't have an answer to this bride in sight. If they kill this and draw cards, we're going to be really sad. Yeah, I just dropped a bunch of frames. I don't know. Happy Monday morning, Comcast, I guess. Please, fiber. Please, fiber. Yep, there go all those. I mean, upside to that play is they don't have a 5th blood threshold here, so God bless. And we're at 27, so, like, we've got time. Because we had to gain our 2nd diamond with the Primal Prism, we're not going to get the champion power next turn, but we get the champion power in 2 turns. And if they don't have main deck discard, which a lot of these decks don't, the Psychic Ascension can likely just take over the game. There's a nice Transmog. So let's go ahead and cast this now, in case we hit another Lanupaw site or something. Thunderfield Seer will also do pig. Could draw another card when this resolves here. Alright, just like that, we pivot from being kind of sad and like them taking one of our Lanupaw site triggers to just like being firmly in control of this game. We have 2 pieces of interaction up this turn, and then next turn we get to do this and then hit this and have some more cards here. 10 out of 10 dingling that. I don't want you interacting with my prophecies. My silver talons are gone. They've been hero fallen as well. Morning, Burgle. Lanupaw site. My opponent could go Ruby Vampire Queen into Vampire Queen next turn, so I'm not going to play this Lanupaw site out. I think it's much better just wait on this. If they draw a discard spell, I can just deny the discard spell. Okay, so they can't activate their champion power even though they have 7 charges, so it requires Ruby threshold. Like, no way there's not Vamp Queens in their deck, right? Yeah, sweet. So, they didn't have the banner, but we did get to stop the Vamp Queen this turn, which feels good. Let's go ahead and play Lanupaw's site, draw a card. Sweet. Focus. Hit another deny, which is everything we want. Do I want this shard? I think I actually just want the focus here. This draws a card, though. It's kind of close. I think I want to make my Psychic Ascension cheaper, though. Dread End. Yeah, that's probably fine. That's basically another answer to a Vampire Queen. So, like, if my opponent sticks a Vampire Queen here, I can just Dread End instead of spending my deny on it. And I'll have a random shard surprise in our deck at some point that draws a card. Yeah, Lanupaw site is basically a delayed draw 3. So, or let's get a non-profit. So it's delayed draw 3. It draws 3 cards over the course of, you know, however many turns it takes you to generate that. So they hit their second Ruby threshold, so they have their Burning Banner, which gives their guy +1 attack and speed. Another Vamp Queen. Well, now we have to deny the Vamp Queen since they hit the Burning Banner, which doesn't feel great. But Dread End was still better than hitting, still better than taking another resource, I think. Alright, let's just go ahead and ascend. We're drawing medium, but we keep hitting Ascension early, which feels good. Ready, target, troop, sure. Attack with Thunderfield Seer here. They have another Vampire Queen, we're going to be a little bit sad. Refresh the stream, Burgle. I dropped some frames, which means everyone's Twitch gets behind as it catches up. So Spirit Howl is going to ready this for me to 2-2. I'm going to put both my 2-2s in front of this 2-4. Just like get that off the table. We're strangling that, okay. And that comes back into play, but it just dies again. So that means my 2-2 can now block their 1-1. Rock cast, yep. Alright, we'll take her 3. Honestly, I'm probably just going to Dread End to clear these idiots off the table here. Let's hit this first and see what we get. Clash of Steel. Deal. I'll pick this one. They did have the new Strangle, didn't they? Thunderfield Seer. That draws a card. Oh, is this good? If so, why? You didn't want to keep this Burning Banner around, did you? That'd be unfortunate. I don't think you really wanted to keep that Burning Banner anyways, right? Oh no, my hero has fallen. Alright, JK, you can keep the Burning Banner. You're basically just looking to fade Vamp Queens here. I don't really care about that. I got 4 power worth idiots here. Really? We're just like trading here? Sure. You want to trade for my guy that was free off the Ascension or my guy that drew a card? Transform target artifact you control your hand. Oh man. Rude. Let's play cards that draw cards, into cards that draw more cards. This deck just satisfies everything I want to do with the TCG so well. You know, draw a card here, draw a card there. Sorry, I dropped a few more frames there. Fortunately, I can't do anything about Comcast being a miserable internet service provider. It seems like, which is weird, it seems like the internet connection issues are worse in the mornings, right? This game's over. Thank you for continuing to play. I put it, I guess. I like having fun with Psychic Ascension. Dingle means we're no longer dead to a Vamp Queen. Alright. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. Dread End seems pretty bad. Eldurathan's Glory seems great. It's another way to clean up Vampire Queen. 4 Silver Talon Adjudicator is a bit of a liability. Yeah, so what happens is, it basically plays catch up. So my computer drops some, and then it sends a whole bunch out at once. Like, after I drop down to 1 kilobyte or 1 megabyte a second, I then, a few seconds later, it'll jump back up to 10 megabits a second and push it all out. So you lock up while you're waiting for frames, and then it finally gets everything, and then it plays it out and kind of slows down. I should bring in another Psychic Ascension against a deck that's likely going to have discard in it. Just trim a couple of Thunderfield Seers. They're probably a Bride deck. I'll bring in a Verdict of the Ancient Kings. This seems fine. I don't hate cutting another Adjudicator, actually. Let's do this. I can see Clash of Steel being good, too. Just it makes them choose between their banner and their threats. I mean, I'm playing anyways, so I'm going to wait and see if the stream can catch back up, but it's dropping a whole bunch more frames again here. I'm going to try changing ingest servers. Lead on Thunderfield Seer here because we don't really need anything specific with this Arcane Focus yet, so I'm gonna wait on that. Opponent's got nothing going on so far. That's good for us. And again, not really looking for anything specific here, so I think I'd much rather just cycle this Wakuna Coin rather than burn this Arcane Focus. We definitely have more than enough resources for now, so cycling this seems fine. Yeah, opponents got Vampire Queens and stuff in their deck. We'll see here. It might just be my internet. It might just be my internet. But no joke. Looks like we dropped a couple of frames on the Chicago server too, so hopefully Comcast gets its shit in a backpack and packs it all up together, but who knows really. Yeah, I don't really care about that. Not that we could, even if we did. In general, these matchups the blood decks tend to have a lot of cards that we just don't really care about. So in general, you don't want to fight over cards like Blood's Favor. You want to fight over their cards that are actually killing you. I'll lead our Arcane Focus now, see what we find. Yeah, Adjudicator's fine. That's 7. This is 6. So with their Blood's Favor, this will probably draw us cards next turn, which feels good. Yeah, Bride's fine. Resolves. Do we want to transmog that? Yeah, I probably want to transmog that. It's obnoxious. Withering Gaze. That's really unfortunate. I'm going to transmog this in response. Am I transmogging this in response? Yeah, I think I need to answer this. They're probably taking the Psychic Ascension regardless, but I don't think I want to risk that hanging out. Okay, I could take my Lanupaw site here. I feel like we're in a pretty good spot regardless here, unless they redraw this Ascension right away. I guess leaving the Ascension as a 14 cost in their deck is also a consideration there. So we're down to 5 cards. We're going to go back up to 6. We're going to go down to 5, down to 4. So this Adjudicator gets to draw 2 cards next turn, which feels good. Exalted Professor is actually kind of annoying. It's going to give them random actions, but whatever. It will make their Psychic Ascension cheaper in their deck. So then the tank here. I guess we technically have this Diamond Saver too, but I'd be pretty surprised if that's even a consideration here. It's got to be between these two, I think. Like, the Psychic Ascension's not going to be a problem for a little bit, so they might wait on that. Yeah, and they took the Lanupaw site. Okay. I wonder if they have another Withering Gaze. It's pretty bold leaving a Psychic Ascension when you're just, like, never beating that card. What a good little bird. What a good little bird. Hee, birdie, 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 birdie. Hee, birdie, 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 birdie. Commander Prompt. Okay, that's pretty good. So that lets this attack through our Silver Talon Adjudicator, which means they're going to get to hit us next turn. Eldurathan's Glory. I'm okay with that. No, I don't think... I think I want to hold that. I don't have a good answer to a Vamp Queen right now. So, I think I'd like to hold this as a Vamp Queen answer. He says as he draws a Vamp Queen answer. I don't want to attack with this, because if I attack with this, my opponent's going to be able to attack in with this properly. I guess I have Totem Trap. So they got a random action there. I think I'm just going to go like Trap here. I'm going to hold this for their champ power for the time being. Well, it looks like my internet has mostly stabilized. God bless. I'll let this bride happen, because my glory is going to get to clean it up. Oh. I've made a huge mistake. That's a pretty sizable mistake. Please attack with this so I can Totem Trap it. I forgot that this was going to... God bless. I forgot that this was going to have plus defense. Forgot this was going to have plus defense, which means that this isn't actually able to kill it. I'm gonna burn this Diamond's Favor here to kill the bride in response, so they don't get to draw cards with this Adjudicator. I probably should have just denied that, honestly. That's probably a strong argument for just denying there. Why should I favor before the trap? So they're going to need to generate random actions, but I don't think we really care about that. Like, the position we're in right now, I feel like we're kind of ahead, and the question we want to ask ourselves is, like, how do we lose this game? And I feel like the best answer to the how do we lose this game question is opponent slipping in a Vampire Queen, so I don't want to play Glory because it's an answer to a Vampire Queen, and I have Deny up here as well. If random actions are whatever, we're probably going to be able to power through that with Psychic Ascension at some point. If they just, like, play a queen here, I'm probably going to let it resolve and then, like, a glory after. Tongue of the Mountain God. Black Crucible. I think that's fine. Maybe I should have just trapped this, actually. So I mentioned earlier I don't want to fight over cards like this, but I think I just want to use my resources this turn. Alright, don't queen me. Just like going back on everything I just said, so if we get punished and lose, we'll learn why past Jeff was correct, but let's see, hopefully we don't get punished here. Two of the cards in their hand are random actions, I believe, right now. Oh, the Misery might have been a random action. There's no reason they'd board that in against me if they have it, so I guess I wouldn't be surprised if that's a random action. They have Vampire Queen here, we're going to be in trouble. That being said, like, even drawing a resource next turn is good, because it lets Dreaming Fox trigger. Commander Prompt, sure. I don't really care about that. Morning XYZ. Totem Trap is probably a much worse draw than a resource would have been there. Because a resource would have made us closer to Psychic Ascension in two different ways. Would have put us closer to just having more resources, and it would have made this cheaper. Attack with Eldurathan's Glory. I have a Strangle here. This feels like I have a Strangle pause. They must not have many cards on their sideboard for this matchup if Strangle's still in their deck. Good. Not super worried about Commander Prompt since I've got these Totem Traps. If they go like Ruby, Banner, Vamp Queen, it's like kind of annoying. Kind of real shame that we didn't hit Oracle Song last turn. So these two trade. If this attacks, then I just get to trap it and kill it, though, which feels good. Incubate. Alright, it's one of the random actions. We get 3 Spider Eggs in our deck, sure. Steel Intel targeting Silver Talon Adjudicator. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yep. I mean, he's basically just playing like a bunch of quality aggressive threats is essentially what's going on here. I'm just trapping both of these, making my Psychic Ascension cheaper and preserving my life for a little bit. Shard would be great. Dang. So I'm gonna Psychic Ascend here. But I'm gonna use my champion power first because I think getting one Oracle Song is better than generating a lot of random actions. Also, there's a very good chance that I draw resources between my draw step and this, so I'm likely going to be able to keep activating this Paragon of Thought even without those 7 charges. They stick a Vamp Queen here, we're going to be in some trouble, but again, outside of that, like, I feel like that's their one way to really steal games. Vamp Queen's going to hit us for 8 here, does 5 plus 3. They don't have pressure to apply here. They're going to be in a huge world of hurt. Wow, are they just passing? That's so good for us. Play the Thunderfield Seer first as the prophecies. Alright, don't riposte. Ooh, and by that I mean we hit a Renlock Apprentice, so I could counter a riposte. Again, we want to look at correct, yeah, exactly. Like, you have to be almost dead on board to lose from Ascension, I agree. True bounty, okay. You just want to look at a board state and ask yourself, like, we're pretty far ahead here, how do we lose? The answer is them slipping through something that we can't beat, so we're going to hold this deny up to counter anything they could play. Instead of playing this Lanupaw site out aggressively, like, we don't need to draw cards right away, let's just be conservative. Yeah, the old Strangle plus Spiderling trade for my 5/5 deal is not how you're going to beat the Psychic Ascension, trading 2 for 1. Basically just bury the blood deck with Ascension at this point. Hey, buddy. Yeah, you want to come sit by Dad? You want your recorder? Withering Gaze. Yep, 10 out of 10 countering that one. Get out of here. Don't want you taking my deny that's prophesized or my Lanupaw site. Stuck! Oh, you want to pull this off? Oh, right, their spider has speed. That's funny. Alright, yeah, this game's so super locked up. The Emperor, make a random Empress of Ice deal. Have 5 Sapphire thresholds. Yeah, it should have made an action here first, but again, it just doesn't matter. They're super dead. We've got two interrupts in our hand here, and we have to generate another random action. Yeah, I don't really care about that. They're gonna lose with or without that Empress. Battle agenda. Draw 2 cards. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I guess, playing that battle agenda out was bad. I wasn't looking at my resources. I think Vamp Queen us here, we could actually still lose. So, playing that battle agenda out was bad. They are dead anyways, though, because, you know, there's no justice in the world, but... Oh, hi. Oh, good morning. Did you just run into my elbow? That wasn't very smart. Man, we are just on, like, the Haraza Goulet this morning. We actually played against Astro Squirrel before we played against that other player. Yeah, it's just, you know, I just want to play. I just want to dirtle around a little bit, draw some cards, eventually win the game. This is definitely one of the better decks in Hex TCG right now. I honestly can't even. I'm sure we're gonna lose a match or two here today at some point because I'm about to say this, but like I can't remember the last time I lost a ladder match with this deck. Oh, you mean because cubes are generally well-designed formats where lots of different archetypes can thrive and be successful? Now, something that's kind of tough here is we have our Psychic Ascension in our opening hand, and we know my opponent is Crackling Gaze in their main deck. So, or Crackling Torment, whatever it's called. They discard spells in their main deck. So, if we lose our Psychic Ascension before we can play it, that's going to feel a little bad. The rest of our hand is very good, though, so there's, like, no way we're mulliganing this.
No.
No, what are you doing? No what? You're not taking stuff off Dad's desk. You're not doing it. You're not doing it. You're not taking stuff off Dad's desk. So, this is actually really small, but it is objectively correct to play the Diamond Shard here on 2, and the reason for that is our Dark Hearts have the Hope Gem in it, so if we draw a Dark Heart next turn, we'll only be able to play it if we already had a Diamond Threshold when we draw it. Don't bite me, you tiny cannibal. I mean, if they thought they weren't going to beat the Lanupaw site going long, and they wanted to just try and get, like, they didn't think they were going to beat either of those cards going long, and they were more likely to get under the Ascension than get under the site, I think I understand what they did. Declan is really a little chomper. Yep, that's a Locket of Reflection. This is probably just gonna like bury us in the ground. Let's play this in case we get a dark card. Alright, I mean, this doesn't actually kill the Locket this turn because they have this Hatchery Tormentor, but it's a start. So this makes him sacrifice a non-socketed card every turn. If this lives a turn cycle, if this dies, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble here. I don't know. It depends on the context of their hand. If they thought they could pressure me under the Psychic Ascension, then yes, I think taking it is fine. Ooh, if this isn't going to die, we can potentially kill this Locket, which would be great for us. We just like cheap shotting me to put an idiot into play? That's fine. Okay, sweet. So they just, Declan, did you just turn on Mom's laptop? Yeah, you did. You turned on Mom's laptop. So we conveniently have this Eldurathan's Glory, which is going to void all these troops with defense 3 or less here, including that spider. This card is so good. Can I just talk about how good this card is for a second here? Which then we're going to go back to my opponent's turn, and they're going to lose this Locket because it's their only non-socketed card. So, you know, we went from a little bit behind to just like, let's slaughter them, because this control deck has powerful answers to things. You do not get to play with Mom's computer. You're a couple years away from getting to play on the computers on your own. Uh-oh. Bush. I'm kicking you out. Get out. Yeah. Yeah. You wanna watch Fireman Sam? Bye. I asked him if he wanted to watch his show, and he goes, bye, and runs over to the couch. Opponent is just trying to have fun, and we're just over here, the big bad meanie bobini with our control deck. So this Adjudicator doesn't draw cards or gain life, so there's no way we're playing that out. You want Umis? Okay, you want Umis? Okay. This card's so good. It's just like every control deck. It's like this and Glory, really, just like quality threats that are also just like powerful answers. Like, it's just everything you want to be doing in life, really. Not so far away, me city. Bring in Totem Traps to deal with vampires. Favor can help clean up their thing. I think Dingle's fine here. I don't think I want Clash of Steel. I could see a merit to wanting this extra Eldurathan's Glory. It's kind of tough. Like, it's a powerful effect that we want, but it's kind of awkward with Hero Fall, so I don't think I want a third one. Muted myself there for a second. You have to listen to me blow my nose. I'm sure everyone appreciates that. It's the tail end of a toddler plague. Sounds fine. You do a Wakuna Coin to Sapphire Shard here. 3 pieces of interaction. A touch soft to Withering Gaze, but pretty good answers to everything else. I should probably just cut this Primal Prism for a Sapphire Shard. So, I'm actually going to play this out for a Sapphire and then play the Thunderfield Seer. This way I have the option to have Deny up next turn too, I think, which is reasonable. Definitely made Diamond with that Prism a non-zero number of times today even, so it's probably fine as is, but it doesn't feel good. Yeah, Blood's Favor's fine. It's especially fine, right? Because it means this Adjudicator's more likely to draw cards at some point. Drawing Psychic Ascension doesn't feel great here. Hopefully... Oh, geez. That's such a kick in the dick. So, my Prophecy for my Thunderfield Seer went on to the Ascension. So, this card's going to be exposed in our hand for a long time, and we're not going to get to cash in the draw off this Seer. So, you know, Prophecy mechanic definitely has a little bit of variance in it. 10 out of 10 snapping off a Deny here because it's the most resource efficient one in our hand. Hold on just a second, gotta respond to a message. Well, the thing your hand really needs when you already have one Psychic Ascension is a second Psychic Ascension. You know, things that go well in pairs. Awkward. You definitely want a second Psychic Ascension to board in these matchups, though. Yeah, I'm just going to stamp my Dingle on this. It's the most resource efficient. Makes these cheaper. Don't want them to creatures off the top of my deck. Exarch of the Egg is whatever. We draw a resource here, we'll get to draw 2 cards with Silver Talon Adjudicator, which would be great. That's exactly like a resource, a Totem Trap into... Not really. Probably just going to trap this, keep the pressure off the table at this point. Gonna trap this to keep our life total high, I think. We get punished here if they play a second Vampire Prince, but I'm pretty sure they only have one of their prints in their deck since they're a Locket deck. Shard, please. Well, I mean, we keep drawing castables at least, even if we're not drawing the resources that we need, so we'll win at some point, probably. We have 2 answers to a potential Locket, which feels good. Bride of the Damned. I think I want to deny this just to be resource efficient. They can't slip in a Locket this turn, and we have a verdict for a Locket even when they do at some point still. There definitely could be merit to just playing the Transmog there. This leaves us a little bit soft to a Vampire Queen, which is definitely a real concern. Alright, God bless. So we hit that, we get to play this, and draw a couple of cards here. We don't gain any life, but we draw a couple of cards. This, like, kind of blocks the Vampire Queen, too, which is nice. Our Psychic Ascensions are down to 11, you know? Working our way on up to those. There's the locket. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we just have to play this to try and draw cards here. That could be incorrect. If we get ranch next turn, we get ranch next turn. Just stumble and fumbled a little bit too long here, I think. Maybe their hand's got a whole lot of nothing. Maybe their hand has a bunch of scary things in it. Maybe I'm supposed to just play this. A lot of what ifs there. I'm probably just supposed to play this dark card. That means that they have Vamp Queen here, which is super good. I feel like that's a theme among these games. Like, do they have the Vamp Queen? If they do, we're dead. Wow, no threat is kind of nutso for us. So the fact that they took the hit from the Adjudicator and then struck at end of turn kind of makes me think they're sitting on like a hero fall. Deny is a great draw because it means if they don't have a second hero fall, we can deny the first one. Trash me. Oh, that's annoying. So they have two of them, so we can't deny that and interrupt it. We could deny one of them, but the second one's gonna get it. I guess upside to that is it wasn't double hero fall, so that means there's more of that idiot in my deck to go get still. And there's the double Vamp Queen. Good beats on the opponent's part. Like, yeah, we stumbled for a little bit there. That's why we get a game 3. That's why, you know, games are best of 3. Do I want Clash? I probably want Clash, right? Like, they have the banner, and they have... This is probably better than Diamond's Favor. I want all these Totem Traps. I only have 2 Vampire Princes. Do I want this extra glory? I'm just gonna bring the extra Clash to steal. Let's just do that. Clash can help clean up a Vamp Queen too. Good to be able to play this game. Hopefully hit our 4th resource before turn 7 or 8 this time. It says a little medium minus, but it's fine. We have three good castables. Hopefully draw a Lanupaw site in our first 2 draws and just snowball from there. That is fantastic. Sign me up. Perfect. So, again, we would love to just hit, like, our first 7 resource drops in a matchup like this and just, like, answer their couple of things and then champ power at some point down the line. Perfect. Yep. Alright, we're on track to make our first 6, so we've got 3 draws to hit our 7th on time. Yep. Hope everyone's having a good morning. If you're in the United States, happy Memorial Day. So, yeah, keep on keeping on here. These clashes might have been an overreaction to what happened last game. I don't know. That don't seem completely unreasonable. I'm recycling all of the coins. Good clean coin value over here. Nickel and a diamond us out of the game, at least trying to. I'm gonna go ahead and verdict this. I want to save deny for potential Vampire Queen. Let's not give them information on what's in our hand. The old cycled 4 coins missed by 5th resource. Alright, sweet. Well, we are going to hit 7 on 7, so we're going to have to draw 2 cards. And if you've been by the stream before, you know that I'm just a simple man who wants to draw a couple of cards, so super excited to get to do that on curve. They get their banner here, which is whatever. Back of the egg, sure. We have 21. It's not going to kill us for a while. Another deny is excellent. Just keep our no buttons at the ready. I'm gonna stick this. We have a deny to protect it here. This gives them a chance to resolve something on their turn, like a locket, but with the clash, we should be able to keep the locket in check with this dark card. What's the worst case scenario here? They go like locket, shard, trash mute. So hopefully that doesn't happen. If they just kill this, that's fine, but we don't want them to be able to lock it plus do something else this turn. We really don't care about that. It has speed from the burning banner, so we actually get to be resource efficient and just like trap this turn, which feels great. Get that out of here. So the vampires are the reason we leave in some of the totem traps in this matchup. Vampire Prince is especially annoying. They draw their 5th coin of the game. So we don't have a lot going on here, but like we have a couple of quality answers here, and at some point we're gonna draw Lanupaw's sights and just bury our opponent in the ground. A number of their threats that are meaningful are kind of small compared to the number of denies and like clashes that we have. It's possible clash. Clash was an overreaction. That's a sting shot sniper. Yeah, that's fine. We're just gonna kill this with Transmogrifade. I want to hold these for scarier things. So transmog this, turn it into a random. This reverts it, so it's gonna turn into a random 2-drop. Yep. Forbidden Tomb Seeker. So it still has speed because of the Burning Banner out here. Get it for 2. This gets bigger every time they draw a card. Sure. Lanupaw's Sight, please. Dark Heart. Adjudicator. That could be any of those things. Dingle. Yeah, let's take a Dingle. It's another reasonable answer to a threat that's scary. Not gonna clash just yet. I want them to have 2 troops on the table when I clash. Get a little bit more cleanup. This makes each player choose 1 card they control and void the rest. Our life total isn't a ton right now. We only have 2 Adjudicators in our deck, so we do have to be a little bit careful. Yeah, sure, you have a Valor. What generated a Valor? Oh, the Trash Butte. That was my Dark Heart. If we look at this, you can see it was a Dark Heart originally. It was transformed into a Valor by the Trash Mute. Yeah, honestly, I'm just going to clash here. See if they want to keep their Burning Banner or their Forbidden Tomb Seeker. This thing's getting kind of large. They might actually just keep this because it's a several turn clock. And if we keep bricking, this is just going to kill us. The Burning Banner is definitely more appealing. I hope they keep the Burning Banner, but they do keep the Forbidden Tomb Seeker. Yep. We could just brick and die here. That's like 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 a possibility. This draw means Glorybringer is no longer an answer to it. We're dead in 3 to this Dorko. So we would have died much sooner to the Sting Shot Sniper. It's possible I should have just burned a deny there, but like, we still have a couple of draws. I feel like what I did was correct. Even another Transmog's just like a re-answer to it. We hit Transmog like this turn. Dark Heart. Silver Talon Adjudicator is awesome. Draws us 2 cards and gains us some life. Just everything I want to be doing at this point in the game. By that, I mean we hit a Spiderling, so that feels really bad. Yep. Gives us one more turn on the Forbidden Tomb Seeker clock at least. So this is going to for if they hit us for 6 and then 8. So I'm going to Totem Trap this because it buys us an extra turn on the clock. Strangle. Yeah, he's dead, Jim. And by that, I mean they drew another coin. That's 10 out of 10 getting dingled. Let's not die this turn. Things I don't want to do die this turn. Okay, Dark Heart is no longer an answer since they have other idiots on the board. So we really, what do we need to draw? We just need to like draw another Transmogrifade at this point, right? I suppose Psychic Ascension could possibly take us out. How many actions have we played? 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Psychic Ascension costs 7 right now. That might not even be good enough. That is not going to do it. We're dead. Well, like I said, it had been a while since I'd lost a match with the deck. And I think, like, we died with 2 denies in our hand here, so maybe I'm just, like, supposed to... Maybe I'm supposed to just deny that Sting Shot Sniper. But at the same time, like, the average power a 2-drop has is going to be, like, 2 to 3. So, like... I think the average 2-drop gives us 1 to 2 more draw steps than that Forbidden Tomb Seeker ended up giving us, so I think we made the objectively correct play at the time, but, you know, one of the important things about TCGs is that just because you're making an objectively correct play doesn't mean that you're going to necessarily win the game, you know? A lot of times objectively correct plays are just like series of percentage plays, and percentage plays aren't always going to end up with a win for you. Everyone's having a good morning. Thanks for hanging out, or evening or afternoon if you're overseas. Got about 75 people here this morning. My name is Jeff Hoagland. If you're new here, welcome. I'm a TCG player and content producer. I'm playing some Hex Shards of Fate this morning, Hex TCG. This is definitely my favorite constructed format currently is Hex's standard format. It is excellent. I get to dirtle around and play the sweet control deck while also having a variety of different aggressive decks that are all pretty reasonable. I am 28th on their constructed ladder currently. Hex's game is broken down into 2-month ladder seasons, so we're about halfway into it. It ends at the end of June, and at the end of every 2-month ladder season, the top 64 players on their constructed and limited ladders get invited to a $5,000 cash tournament, their Cosmic Crown Showdown, or CCS for short. So I have qualified for every one of those they've had so far, and my goal is to continue doing that. Not Haraza. Alright, look at that. We got a matchup that's not against this Beady Vampire. So we're playing against Ivan Slagpot here, which is a champion that says for 3 charges, create a Dreadling for each different race among Underworld troops you control. So kind of triggers Assault for them and gives them some bursty damage. I'm going to go ahead and play the Sapphire Shard on 1 and then play this Thunderfield Seer. And then on 2 we'll play this Arcane Focus, probably looking for another resource. Ideally, we want to play this Lanupaw site in the 3rd turn of the game and start generating some velocity. It's actually really good. We've got this as an early blocker. We've got a Silver Talon Adjudicator to buffer our life total to kind of bridge the gap to the late game. And then we've got Dark Heart to take over the late game against whatever our opponent's doing. There might be some merit to... Actually, this sequencing might be a little bit wrong. It's probably correct to lead on the Arcane Focus because, like, next turn, if I need a resource but also see the prophesized action, I'm going to be incentivized to take the action even though I kind of want the resource. Hey! Rivno Neth. Welcome. And we drew the prophesied action right away, so let's just go ahead and cast this. We bricked on finding a resource. That feels bad. Alright, let's play this out. Thankfully, we're going to get redraws with this Arcane Focus next turn. But if we have to focus to find the resource, we're not going to be able to play Lanupaw site, which feels a little bit bad. Opponent played a Blood resource, so probably playing the Redlings deck. It's a Blood Ruby Dreadlings deck. Emperor's Lackey, so So certainly red lings here, it looks like. Shard. Oh, Shard? What you got, what you got, what you got? Come on, come on, focus. Focus! Focus! Our hand is so good if we get to play resources. Play this out and pass the turn back. I don't want to transmog aggressively because their champion power depends on the number of underworld troops they control. So if they play another underworld troop and they activate this, I can transmog in response to make their champion power a bit worse than they were anticipating. I'm 10 out of 10 just going to go ahead and transmog this. Them having a sacrifice outlet is pretty good. Shinhair's also a race that's a little bit harder for them. There's a non-zero chance this turns into like a 2-1 that the Thunderfield Seer can trade with. Perfect. There's also a non-zero chance that like our resources are going to be tied up next turn anyways. I'd love to draw a non-slow shard and play the Silver Talon Adjudicator to draw cards. Would be like a dream come true. Non-slow shard. Alright, well, you know. Beggars and choosers and all that jazz. My opponent's probably going to be able to play an Underworld Crusader next turn and then hit this and then crack us for 8, and we're going to be a little bit sad, but if we hit running resources with one of them being a diamond for this Eldurathan's Glory, we're probably going to be in a good spot here, but otherwise we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. By transmog aggressively, I meant proactively, like doing it on my turn as opposed to waiting on their turn. So maybe I used the wrong verbiage there, but I did use my transmog for what I wanted it to do. Kind of unfortunate here, like you know, we had double focus and a cantrip, and we're just bricking on these resources here. Like that's the failure rate on these control decks, right? Like sometimes your controller's just not going to do what you want it to do. And like we have a pretty high resource count. We play 25 plus 4 copies of Arcane Focus. They have another Underworld Crusader here. We're going to have to deny Death Seeker. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to Totem Trap as opposed to denying that, I think, here. God, do they have another thing to scrounge? They have another thing to scrounge here. Probably going to be pretty dead. God, yeah, I'm just going to play this Totem Trap. And you just need to draw some cards. Hit our resource drops. Don't play a third Death Seeker. God bless. So we're taking 8 here down to 9. Still haven't drawn a resource. We need to hit resource here. One of which needs to be a diamond. Alright, I mean, that's a dark heart that's castable into another non-resource. Okay, so probably losing this game. Even with this dark heart. I guess this dark heart kills the Death Seeker and then can block a Crusader. So unless there's something like Gruesome Deed, maybe we're still in this. They found a Ruby Threshold here, but they don't have what's it called, Lasgar's Vengeance up just yet, because Lasgar's is double Ruby. So, do you have a way to kill this dark heart? If not, can we stabilize off of this? Please? I would really love to stabilize off of this, and then, like, you know, hit a resource and gain 5 life, and then hit a resource. Seriously? Alright, well, you know. Good beats, I guess. We're dead. Just catch every time a troop they control attacks, this gets rage 1, so. They drew out of their screw before we did. Them's the beats. Alright, what are we doing? Dread End out. A couple of Lanupaw sites out. Pride's Fall is good. Totem Trap is good. Eldurathan's Glory is great. I don't think we need Psychic Ascension in this matchup, so like this. I want the extra Dark Heart in my deck. I want all of our 5-cost bombs, sometimes 3-cost bombs. So Dark Heart was almost the savior we needed. I'm gonna trim a Silver Talon, just like bring our curve down a touch. I jinxed it. I said I couldn't remember the last time we lost a match with this deck, and now we're gonna lose back-to-back matches. Don't gloat. Don't gloat. Kismet knows. No, Kismet. Mercy, Kismet. Mercy. Go first here again. Maybe hit. Whoa! Look at this hand. I'm so excited. This hand's got more resources in the opener than like that we had all last game. That's so super exciting. Are you excited, chat fam? I'm excited. I am. My body is ready to play some resources on time. Deathseeker on 1 is definitely one of their better openers against us. Another Denied's pretty good. We have Pride's Fall. Hopefully their turn 2 plays an Emperor's Lackey so we can just kill it with Pride's Fall. We want their turn 2 play to be Lackey or nothing, ideally, here. Take 2 here. Our high starting life total, you know, great in these aggressive matchups. I love starting at 25. Crimson Slayer is pretty bad for us. It's a 2-drop that we can't interact with Pride's Fall. We drew a Totem Trap here. I'm just going to play this Lanupaw Sight. This might be greedy. You're just supposed to hold up Deny here, or like Trap plus Fall. Probably just going to like have a Speedy Crusader and then like Dome us for 8. And we're just going to feel like really bad about all of our life decisions that have led up to this point. Their Lasgars are online. Alright, just a Fire Spoke, sure. That does the Totem Trap. Take 5 here down to 18. So, next turn, Thunderfield Seer, you say. That's definitely what we're just playing out here. Oh, mistake on my part here. Should have played the Seer before playing my resource because this resource draws a card. Ten out of 10 denying this Crusader. Now this probably keeps their 4-1 at home, and we're 10 out of 10 willing to trade this with the Deathseeker since we have the Totem Trap to clean up this Fire Smoke. So I'm assuming these two are going to come across good. So this Thunderfield Seer not only is going to draw us a card down the line, but like it traded for this, and it kept this Fire Spoke at home. This is just like such a good card in this matchup. We're working our way towards a good spot here. Might be able to stabilize. Looking for like Adjudicator, one of our bombs, Dark Heart, Glory at this point. I think I need to deny this. I'm just like, don't. If they have an Underworld Crusader to follow it up, I'm going to feel a little bit bad, but. Matriarch. Okay. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and Totem Trap this Storko. Hopefully we draw Eldurathan's Glory. I mean, I'm sure they'll have something else that gets introduced, right? Looking for Glory or Dark Heart. Do another resource. So, we actually really want my opponent to draw a Ruby Threshold so we can Pride's Fall this. Because this gets bigger when they play a Ruby Threshold. Haven't lost a game since you can remember, huh, Hoagland? How about just lose running games here? Take 5, get Lasgar's Vengeance. Yep, I understand, Kismet. I understand. I tempted you. Put it in me. Oh, jeez. Played around the Pride's Fall, too. What a Is there a ghost in the castle? Anyone? Is there a ghost in the castle? Like, what did I do anything that game to indicate that I had a... To indicate that I had that in my hand? Like, anything at all? That feels... It feels real spooky. Are we getting riposted? It'd be really bad if we got riposted there. Am I doing this? I feel like I'm just supposed to transmog. Like transmog plus deny. Let's transmog first, see what we get. Stinkhorn, deal. Things that aren't lethal for 100. 1 and 2 are very similar. Turns out. Alright, so they had that last turn. And they have the riposte. So I don't understand what's going on here. They could have killed us. So we ran a little bit bad in the first game. That second game they just kind of got in under us. We also flooded a touch, but you know, that's what control decks do sometimes. Not enough for too many. Lokenot playing Renner. Renner's usually a pretty good matchup for us. And this hand is great. Having Lanupaw's Sight and the Thunderfield Seers early in this matchup is pretty important because their champion power for 5 charges draws a card off the top of our deck. So we basically want to make sure that we can get these going before they can draw the card so they don't steal our prophecies. We have the new Oni Assassin Sleeve. Deny, also generally pretty good in this matchup. They're playing Ali's Renner deck from the CCS. They have Fallen Singularities in their deck, which is basically one of the only cards we care about, so just want to make sure that doesn't resolve. Dread getting the Prophecy on it's a little bit medium minus. I don't even know if I want this as a 1-of in the main deck anywhere, honestly. I've been playing the same 75 I played at the CCS for a while, and this is definitely one of the weaker cards we have in our main deck. So, looking like Ali's configuration of Renner with Blood Diamond. The Greed Machine, as we like to call it. Hopefully that finds a resource next turn. Again, we ideally want to find all 3 of the cards from this before they get to... What? Okay. My Thunderfield Seers are gone. You have killed them. Our hero has fallen. Alright. Shard, God bless. Alright, so ideally, like I said, we want to draw through these before... Okay. Leaves another troop. There's a troop in our deck with 2 draws on it, and a resource with 1 draw. So hopefully we draw the resource and then draw the trooper, and then draw the resource here. That's really unfortunate, because it means not only are we missing our shard drop this turn, but my opponent's going to get to Renner us next turn most likely, and possibly take one of our prophesied cards. We knew the risk we were running when we played them, but it still feels bad to kind of run below average there. Fallen Singularity, like I said, it's one of the only cards that matter, so 10 out of 10 want to deny that. Don't Renner me. Okay, that's unfortunate. Hopefully they just found an action there and not one of our prophesied cards. Silver Talon Adjudicator. We drew a deny. Okay, well, pretty reasonable chance they're about to play a resource that draws a card. Hopefully it's a resource and not a troop. Ideally they took an action, but hopefully it's a resource and not one of our troops. Another Fallen Singularity. How about another deny? No. Stop it. We're not drawing resources, but we are drawing deny, so we got that going for us. They took our resource that draws a card. I guess, you know, glass half full, that does mean that we still have a troop that draws 2 cards coming up, so, you know. I'm just going to play this out. I want to definitely get to 7 here in a reasonable amount of time. Blood Favor, yep, especially game 1, they really don't have a ton of cards that we care about in their deck, so like, Blood's Favor is whatever. We just want to save our denies for their cards. Like, there's a third Fallen Singularity in their deck usually, so want to make sure we can answer the things that are actually important. Really don't care about that. In fact, it just gives us a target for this Totem Trap that's prophesized. Love to play another resource here. Just keep making resource drops. Just keep making resource drops. You've activated my trap card. I am at the tail end of a sickness. Little plague. I have 2 little plague bearers. Jake started preschool this in February, so brings home all sorts of crap. Oh, another deny. Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna stick the Silver Talon Adjudicator here. It would draw 2 cards from the Prophecies, which would be nice, but again, I don't want to give them a chance to resolve their 3rd Fallen Singularity. There's not a high chance that they have it, but like, again, you always want to ask yourself in these situations, like, how do we lose this game where I feel like we're well positioned to win? And like, you want to put yourself to not be able to lose to their best way to beat you. Shard would be great here. Dingle. We have 2 shots to hit a shard here. Perfect. And even though this is cheaper this turn, I'm not going to play the dark card out. Because I want to, again, have deny up. Because I feel like the only way they are winning this game is to stick a Fallen Singularity. So we're just going to make sure that doesn't happen. I mean, like, we have a lot of resources in our deck. So this destroys all troops, which there's no troops play. So just playing this as a 6-cost reanimate, they get to put a troop from my Krypton to play under their control. So they're going to get the Silver Talon Adjudicator, but, like, we both have the same number of cards in our hand. So, yeah, take my Adjudicator. That's fine. Like, if they were going to draw cards with this Adjudicator, I would probably think about countering this, but they literally just, like, 6 cost, get a 3/2 flyer, gain 5 life is, like, whatever. I'd like to draw another resource here so we can play the dark card. Lanupaw's Sight. Yep, this is actually fine to play here. There's still 3 charges away from this, so we're likely going to be able to get all 3 cards off of this before they're able to activate Renner. Yep, just take 3 here. How's my Monday morning? It started out early. Declan woke up about 2 hours ago. But how do you acquire? You acquire cards in Hex. You can either have there's a free-to-play system where you play the PvE and then earn cards and currency that way and then trade with other players or buy packs from the in-game store. Or you can just buy cards directly from third-party sellers. In fact, this is a good time to plug the sponsor. Hex Primal here, this code above my head, hexprimal.com. You can just go to hexprimal.com, fill your shopping cart with the deck that you would like to play, and then press the checkout button and send them, you know, real world dollars, and they will send you the cards via the in-game mail system. And I think it's a great system. I love the secondary market and trading economy. I think it's fantastic. I guess we're just passing here. I would like to try and use this to hit a resource, but I also don't want to discard the hand size, so I'm just going to pass. And don't feel bad about asking questions. If I didn't want to answer questions, I wouldn't be streaming. Vampire Prince. That's fine. I'm just going to transmog that. We got one of these that draws a card here. We're not playing the Dark Art because I want to hold up Deny. My opponent's playing a card called Fallen Singularity, which lets them generate a ton of charges, which will let them render a bunch of cards off the top of our deck, and that's their best way to win. So I just want to make sure that we never give them an opportunity to slip that through. We get to use our life total as a resource here, so that's one of the things you do as a control deck. Your life total is a resource. The only point of health that matters is your very last point of health. Alright, well, that could have gone better. We gave them a 4-3, so I guess we're just going to play this Dread End at this point. Clear these Dorkos off the table. This turns both of their idiots into 1/1s that die at end of turn. And I'm not going to Arcane Focus here because, again, I want to hold up these copies of Deny. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to bin the Well at this point. Ideally, we're going to find... Hopefully, our Psychic Ascension isn't, like, the bottom card in our deck. If that's the case, we might have a hard time winning this, because they will have more than enough removal to, like, clear through our Dark Arts and our Glories. But if we find Psychic Ascension while there's still 20, like, 15 or more cards in our deck, we should be fine. Denies Cancel Plus. So, its base form is a cancel, interrupt target card. But whenever a troop enters play under our control, it gets, -2 cost until end of turn. So... Cancel Plus, basically. We get to focus here to start the turn. Did you get stuck? My toddler has gotten himself stuck. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab the Wakuna coin at this point. We definitely are just looking for Psychic Ascensions to want the most draws and redraws at that. You just don't have enough support for Brown Fox Scout. Like the Sapphire Wild deck just doesn't have the tools to like have enough flexible answers. I will focus into a focus so we can get another look. Arcane Focus is identically sleight of hand. I guess it's not identically sleight of hand, actually. It puts the other card that you see, it inserts it randomly into your deck as opposed to putting it on the bottom. So technically, functionally is slightly different. I'm told you can grind about $1 to $1.50 of in-game currency per hour. A reasonable competitive budget deck probably starts about $20, so it's somewhere in the 15 to 20 hour range if you don't want to put any money in and you want to play competitive PvP. I know you're playing Hex right now, but I love your Magic content. Would you be able to try out a blue-black Thopter Foundry deck in Modern? So, Modern is not a format that rewards you for playing grindy cards like that. It's just, you're not going to get rewarded for doing that. So, no, I am not going to play a grindy deck in Modern because that's a mistake. You shouldn't play grindy decks in Modern. You should play decks to try and kill your opponent. There's a reason why Death Shadow just won a bunch of Grand Prix, and there's a reason why Dredge was the most successful deck over this past weekend. Nikki Woo, check the Hex subreddit. I know there's different guides out there for PvE and stuff. I have no idea what that. I'm just parroting, and if the information I've given you is wrong, I apologize. I'm just parroting things that I've heard secondhand. I just bought a constructed deck to start playing. I put like $80 in and bought a constructed deck and started playing with that. It's looking like my Psychic Ascension is towards the bottom of my deck here, so we might actually lose this game because of where Psychic Ascension ended up in our deck, which is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, still haven't drawn it. And, you know, you only play one copy, and occasionally, you know, your one of is, like, you know, second from the bottom of your deck. And my opponent definitely has enough removal in their deck that, they could grind through a Psychic Ascension if we don't have, you know, a dozen or more turns to work with it. They could also potentially just, like, render the Psychic Ascension off the top of our deck. Please give me Psychic Ascension. I've been such a good boy. We really don't want to Lanupaw Psych because our deck's low on cards and my opponent could just render them. Psychic Ascension, please. Man, that feels bad. I hate losing this game 1 because of this. From the ashes. I'm gonna go ahead and deny this. At this point, like, our Psychic Ascension is so far down, I feel like I need to fight over this so I can try and kill them with it. That's really unfortunate. We're getting cheap shotted. So, I'm gonna Transmogrifade my guy in response here, because it reverts it, so we're gonna get a... God damn it. The average 4-drop does not die to cheap shot, for reference. That's why cheap shotting, or transmogging there is smart. Because we likely end up with a troop left on the table. So we're running pretty cold in every aspect of the word here. Psychic Ascension, please. I mean, I guess I'm gonna hit this and then hope we draw Psychic. If we miss Ascension on here, the game is probably just done. Like, there's only 10 cards left in my deck and they're gonna get to render us once. Alright, we did it, fam. Every time we play an action, we get an idiot. Do I want to play this Lanupaw side? I don't think I do. I think I want to just, like, hopefully get through the rest of this here. We could reasonably lose the game from here at this point, just for reference. Like, I don't think we're a favorite to win this game with only 10 cards in our deck and not being able to cast this Lanupaw sight. Because their next shard is going to let them render us, which means we have 9 cards. So we have to generate things that can win the game. We're gonna need real good randoms off this Paragon of Thought. Please, Mr. Paragon, generate me some powerful actions. Oh, correct. Yeah, you should not cast spells if you're our opponent. I agree. Entangling webs. Alright. Play this dark card out. Man, remember that time we discarded a resource instead of this Transmogrifade? Kinda wish we had the resource now. Yeah, I'm just gonna deny this. If they have their last Fallen Singularity at this point, we just gotta pressure them. Just gotta hopefully pressure them out of the game. I'm gonna transmog my dark card at end of turn here, and the reason why I'm doing that, we're gonna dingle this. Get out of here. That makes random actions. Those are the type of hits we need. We've got how many from the ashes left? They still have 2 from the ashes in their deck at this point. Stun. Okay. Cheap shot. That's unfortunate. And I guess I'm gonna Entangling Webs and stun this and stun that. Might as well. Get a random here. Oh, it's another card that gets bigger. God bless. I'm going to Transmogrifade my dark card here. Not only does it make a random 1-drop for us, but it lets us not have to sacrifice idiots here. Which, you know, ideally we don't want to really sacrifice any idiots. We need all of our idiots to apply as much offensive as possible here. Deathseeker. Oh, huh. I guess I kind of need to transmog that, don't I? Alright, yeah, I'm a liar. I'm going to transmog this. Come on, give me some good randoms. Please, RNGesus, I've been so good this year. My Psychic Ascension was so far down. Give me a good random here. Reversion. Okay. Okay. Pretty bad one. It's a pretty bad one, ladies and gentlemen. Puts a card to its base state. I'm going to play this Lanupaw site to get a random 3-drop out here. That might be aggressive. Hopefully this Polyberry pouch is Polyberry pouching our Dark Heart. That would be great. Bride of the Damned. Yep. Yep. From the Ashes is the game. I'll just get to take our entire board. There goes my Frigid Buffalo. Alright, and this is, so someone mentioned earlier you pretty much only lose games with Psychic Ascension where you're close to dying. This is the other way you can lose games with Psychic Ascension, where you are, where your opponent just like, you know, the Psychic Ascension's too far down and then we just get drawn out. I mean, we win 95+% of our games with Psychic Ascension, so like, it's not completely unreasonable. Oh, 2 of those cards were those. Sure. Purge, Glyph of the Sky, perfect. Glyph of the Sky, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted for Christmas, was a Glyph of the Sky. I guess it makes a copycat, so I shouldn't complain too much. I wanted to wait until after they blocked to revert it. This could still generate a purge, so we're going to keep playing. If it generates a purge into another bomb, we could have a chance here. I'm gonna block here because I have to sacrifice this anyways. Oh god, there's still eggs in my deck. Alright, purge. One-time dealer. Benediction. What does this do? Give invincible. Invincible this turn. Alright, we are dead. You know what? I shouldn't have conceded there. My opponent's down to like 16 minutes on their clock, so that is definitely a small tactical mistake. They are down pretty low on clock, so I should have just let that run its course. Attack and Psychic Ascension in Extra Glory in... Anything else in this matchup? Oh, the Totem Traps are good because they have vampires. This... yeah, it seems good. Is there a different major in these? Hope isn't particularly great. Well, let's put sorcery in these. Seems good. And create a random action when they come into play. Oh, I didn't even realize my Hex game window's a little bit missized here. Let's fix that a little bit. That's better. It's been wrong like that all morning. This seems okay. It's not exciting, but it's okay. Loregoyle only takes cards from their crypt and put them into our deck, so Loregoyle does not make From the Ashes worse. No, I don't really have any complaints about Hex's current design. They've done a pretty good job overall. Withering Gaze results. So long, Lanupaw Sight. And again, you just like don't mulligan post-board against the Withering Gaze decks. Like it's just like Thoughtseize and Duresses and stuff like that in Magic. Like if you mulligan to get a better hand, they're just gonna pick it apart anyway. So like, who cares? God, we're professional. Let's draw a third shard next turn, shall we? If we do a third shard next turn, we get to likely get this in under their Renner ability, which would be ideal. Oh, it feels bad. Alright, at least we hit here, I guess. I'm gonna take the Wakuna Coins, so there's one less slow shard in my deck. This means we're only gonna have 2 turns to draw all 3 cards from this before they can render us, which doesn't feel great. Or 1 turn. Yeah, because they're gonna go to 3, and then next turn they'll go to 4. I think we're still supposed to just play this. Hope to get a little bit fortunate with the hits. So, doesn't feel good. We're pretty sure we're obligated to do this here. That's fine. Oh, they don't have a 4th shard. No, wait. Wait, right? They didn't have a 4th shard? That's so good for us. Play this out. There's a card draw on it. Sign me up. So we have Insulation against Fallen Singularity, which is good. If this attacks, we get to activate our trap card. Yeah, definitely. Like, if my opponent was at, like, 4 charges, we definitely wouldn't have played Sight there. So long, Thunderfield Seer, my old friend. So they hit their 4th resource here. Hopefully we hit our prophesized... Hopefully we hit our prophesized resource and then draw one of our other prophesized cards. Just trap this again. Diamond's Favor is actually pretty good to board it in this matchup because it lets my opponent counter a Eldurathan's Glory trigger, which voids most of their troops generally. So, trade 2 for 2 there. Feels fine. Shard, please. Shard, please. Alright, I mean, this is like a double-edged sword, right? Like, God. So if my opponent goes resource, draw our prophesized card, play Fallen Singularity, we're basically just dead and out of this game. God, fuck them. Oh, that's so tilting. Just like have no... Please don't have Singularity too. Yeah, I mean, like, sure, we weren't going to cast it anytime soon anyways, I guess. At least it wasn't Fallen Singularity. At least it wasn't Fallen Singularity. Oh, look at that. There's a resource that draws 2 cards. God bless. Let's put the Tilt Monkey back in the cage and tighten up and win this game. It's been a couple too many missing and dying here in a row. It's kind of frustrating. Definitely just taking this hit here. We want to have Verdict in case they have Fallen Singularity. They did draw 3 cards since last turn. Vampire Queen. Yep, that one we don't have an answer for. I'm going to transmog this one because it draws a card. Hopefully finds us another glory. Does not. Yep. I think we're pretty obligated to just play this out here. And we got a cripple. Okay, well, technically answers Vampire Queen. Oh, what did they take? And then they drew Fallen Singularity. Alright. I guess we could draw exactly Glory here. If we draw Glory... I shouldn't have put my auto pass on. I don't know what they took with Steel Intel. What have we played that's not in here? Transmogrifade. Oh, that's what they took. Alright, so actually just dead at this point. So... I mean, that's a Psychic Ascension. I don't think we're going to be able to beat this. Oh, yeah, this makes them bigger every turn, too. Alright, we're done. Oh, man, what a tilt. Just like 2 and 3 on the day, and we're back down to where we started. Let's try and play one more, I guess. Try and play one more, I guess. Seems fine. Double Lanupaw sight. Blue Sparrow's not really a known champion, so opponent's playing some kind of a brew. 3 charges, they draw a card, and they discard a card. Okay. Yep, definitely a brew. Sure, just like any reasonable deck is like fine on the ladder. Take a deck with a tier that's like higher than 5 and like you'll be fine on the ladder. Neat. Still not quite sure what they're doing. I like the cut of their jib. Let's draw some cards here. Eventually. This is a Empress of Ice. It says my things don't ready if they have 5 or more Sapphire thresholds. Oh, Eldritch Shriek. It's a 2/1 that makes their other shrieks and whispers cost less. Vision Quest. This card. So 3 cost constant. Put 3 counters on this. Okay. Add cards. Yep. All right. Dark Heart sounds great. Sign me up. I'm gonna go ahead and transmog this, so that way I can't exhaust my Dark Heart. That way this guy's good to block and really hold the board down here. This gets a little bigger, that's fine. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna play this Eldurathan Glory. So, this Dark Heart here, if we play it out, my opponent gets to put any troop from their hand directly into play. I'm not sure what the scariest thing they could do with that in Standard is. But we also get to draw another card, because this draws a card when we play it. So, like, you know, I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. We probably just don't play this out until they're empty-handed, but... Vision Quest just literally doesn't have a text box right now. They have to put 3 cards from their hand back into their deck, and then it lets them draw an extra card for every time they've done that. I'm not going to play Dark Card out and kill this because I really don't care about it. And I want to just pressure them with this Glory, I think. Plus we have, you know, a Lanupaw site to play this turn. Just be quiet and draw some cards. Lanupaw site that draws more cards. I like when my cards draw cards, yo. Yo, dog. I want to play this one. I just probably just hold the... Nah, screw it. Let's kill that Vision Quest. No, I cannot. So Darkheart says they get to put a troop from their hand directly into play. Opponent concedes. No idea what's going on the other side of the table. Glory seems real good. Darkheart seems real good. I don't know that Deny is good. Totem Trap seems a little medium minus. They have Empress, so maybe Pride's Fall is okay. Maybe a random Clash of Steel. Let's try this. I'm gonna run upstairs really quick and check on Jacob. He should be awake by now. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I'm back. For those who are unaware, I am a father of two. I have a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, and Jake was still sleeping when Declan got up this morning. So, I'm back now. And I brought breakfast cheesecake. Focus. I think I'll actually take the Psychic Ascension here. I'll probably want that at some point. We got another focus here to start making it cheaper too. I'll take a shard. Well, it's fine. Attack for 1. I mean, breakfast cheesecake isn't that much more obnoxious than a donut, right? Just like sugar in breakfast form. Don't deny me, bro. I just need to draw some cards here. We're about to get denied, aren't we? Your verdict, kid. That's sad. Only wanted to draw 3 cards. Yep, that's Vision Quest. Are they gonna activate this thing? Yep. Okay. So they draw 2 cards a turn now. And by that I mean they're not drawing it. They're gonna draw 1 extra card because this dark card's a miracle. That's gonna kill this. Yep, get out of here. Let's cue it again, shall we? And you can see there's a lot of movement when I'm winning and losing matches here. It's because we're still kind of early in the season, and winning a match and losing a match, everyone in the ladder is pretty close in rating to each other, so a single match win or a single match loss is pushing my rating above a lot of people or down below a lot of people, so I really want to try and get a good amount of games in these next couple of weeks so I can solidify my spot. Set 7's probably, hopefully Set 7 is going to happen before the next CCS, so I want to pad up my constructed ranking before that releases. So, like most things in Hex, Hex's standard format is designed really well, and even though sets only rotate every other set, so we only have rotation at even number sets, so our next rotation won't be till set 8, but with set 7, we're going to have a gem rotation, so all the socketed cards will be different, and I'd assume things like the Dreadling gem and the Valor gem are going to disappear in favor of set 7 mechanics. So like the Empress deck will be much worse because it's going to be losing the Dreadling gem, and the what's it called? So the Empress deck is going to get worse if we lose the Dreadling gem, and if we lose the Speed gem, Redlings will be worse. So, like, the format's going to change because of that. It's actually a fellow Hex hero here, Bob and Cheese. He top 16 the CCS playing the deck that I'm playing here. This matchup, on average, is good for the Dreaming Fox deck, but, you know, it's a game of Hex. It's not like it's a game of Modern where, like, it's a 90-10 matchup or an 80-20 matchup. We do need to play still. Play tight. I agree with that assessment, by the way, that there will be probably more games played in June than in May, especially on the constructed ladder. Man, I'm almost out of breakfast cheesecake. What a sad day. So, again, we drew the diamond, and you want to play the diamond out in case we draw a Dark Heart with the Hope Gem in it for next turn. Lambsmith creates another Valor, sure. Probably Valor the Depth Crawler and then attack for 4 here. 5, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and transmog this Depth Crawler. It's either going to turn into a pouch or a copycat. If it turns into a cat, we'll trade with it. Turn into a pouch. I'm going to hold this other transmog in case they have like a Heart of Embers. There aren't really any ramp decks in the current standard format, are there? Yeah, so the biggest thing is, like, the cards that are legal in the standard format only change every other set release. So every 8 to 9 months or so they do, every 4.5 months for set releases. There's a lot of damage coming across. I think I'm just supposed to X-Mog this dork at this point. That makes another Valor, which is really kind of unfortunate because we made them an Intrepid Conjurer here. That's a card that could get us back in this game. So we need to draw a Diamond Threshold, and then this Glory is going to sweep their board away. That being said, we are taking 8-9 this turn, so, like, we're not going to be out of the woodwork just yet. We're down to 7. Alright, for all the marbles, Diamond. Dead. Alright, so we're gonna board in. We're gonna board in our extra copy of Glory. Dread End is not particularly good. Definitely want the Totem Traps. Do I want the Totem Traps, actually? I never know how I want to board this matchup. Loregoyle's great. I think Bob said he likes Clash of Steel in this matchup. I don't know if I like that. This is a Psychic Ascension matchup. This might not be a matchup where Ascension's very good. Yeah, I don't think I like Clash either. I'm gonna shave a Deny. Transmogrifade's a little medium. I don't expect him to have Flickering Ship Bucket post-board. I think they're fine. Like, they block. I need ways to deal with Warp Steel Shard Sworns. I need ways to close the game. Like, they do both of those things. They survive a Lasgar's Vengeance, generally. I'm saying it's not exciting, but it's fine. Silver Talon Adjudicator here. Card's great. Arcane Focus. I've got the remedy for what you've got. And it's Silver Talon Adjudicator. Just gonna play this out for a charge. Which I guess if we draw a Dark Heart next turn, I'm going to be sad I did that instead of playing a Diamond. Alright, not punished. God bless. I'm just going to spend some Totem Traps here because I want to get my hand to a size where this Silver Talon Adjudicator can draw some cards. So we're going to kill this. And then you've got 5 cards. Yeah, I think I'm just going to kill both of these, actually. Let's just preserve our life total. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Block, a block, a block, a block. Oh, and I have another resource, eh? We got plenty of resources here. So having opposite problems. Thankfully, our champion powers will draw some cards here in a bit. I'm just gonna go ahead and get frisky. Like if they've got Lasgars, they want to take down, more power to them. Let's just start attacking with our bird here. Sure. You have a Consult a talent that you want to play? You do. Okay. So they have to discard a card here, unless they draw Thunderfield Seer. So, I'm not going to play Glory and clear the board just yet. Not only can I potentially get more value out of this later down the line, but I also kind of want to play it while having Dingle up, so that way I can counter a Heart of Embers, which is one of their better cards in the matchup for sure. I'm going to leave this back to block at this point, I think. So, I'm going to go ahead and deny this. Yeah, I'm going to deny this so that way I can dingle another one next turn after I play the Eldurathan's Glory. No attack is really good for us. And actually, now that they chose now that they didn't attack there, I'm just going to go ahead and play this Lanupaw side out and then play a resource and pass. Maybe we can get more value out of this Glory next turn. I'm not going to champ power because I'm a liar. Let's just champ power and put the shields down. We probably find an answer to a Heart of Embers in 3 draws. And by that, I mean I'm a liar, and we're screwed if they have another Heart of Embers. Oh, jeez. Oh, Bobby! Why you gotta do this to me, Bobby? Alright, we're gonna block here because we're playing the Glory next turn. Alright. Glory, glory, hallelujah. We can dingle a 3rd heart, and then we're going to have an action coming up that draws a couple extra cards, so hopefully they don't have a riposte. They definitely play riposte, so if they have riposte for whatever these went on, we're going to be in trouble. Yep, that's fine. Activate the champion power here. I think I have to let this resolve. I just need to counter a 2nd heart if they get it. It sucks letting them go wide, but this kind of keeps these at bay. Really want to draw my action that draws extra cards while they're tapped out, please. That's another copy of Glory. Huh. Well, I mean, we an aggro deck, right, boys? We an aggro deck. What is going on in the background? The children are running in circles screaming. In case that wasn't abundantly clear by what you could hear, the children are running in circles and screaming right now. Just, you know, things 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds do. Did you consider getting your dongle dingled at any point there? What an ugly mother fluffer. Nice BuzzTech innovator, nerd. Be a shame if something were to happen to that. Alright, come on. Let's draw our action that draws 2 extra cards here. Be super in this game. Hey, oh, it draws 3 extra cards. Oh, baby, a triple. Oh, baby, a triple. Oh, it draws 4 cards? It's like, this is the Arcane Focus. This is the Arcane Focus the Coyote's foretold of right here. This is, yes, just, Oh, geez, and the Silver Talon Adjudicator even gets to draw cards here? Play this Thunderfield Seer out. Play this Silver Talon Adjudicator out. Just look at all the cards. We went from almost nothing to just, like, pounding them into the stone here. Yeah, Bobby, how does that taste? Glory, glory, baby. Glory, glory. How about this dark card? Is that a good one? Can I put that one into play, too? What you got going on over there, Big Bob? Sure. My dark heart is a diligence counselor. Fall off the face of the meta. A lot of the Thunderfield Elder decks were good because of the escalation mechanic, so That, and like the format just got a little bit too fast for it. Like the Rage Fire deck, Thunderfield Elder deck isn't good in Immortal, so. Damn it, Bob, just die already. Roll over and die. Alright, so he's gonna Valor something here. That's fine. I'm gonna play this Transmog. He's probably gonna concede. Okay, for those of you who are not aware what's happening right now, Bob has Lasgar's Vengeance in his hand, and it's currently free. So we going double-double there, and then he's going to Lasguard. I'm going to Transmog this nerd in response. Hopefully he doesn't have 2 free Lasgars. 2 free Lasgars would be bad for us. I guess if he had 2, he wouldn't have shot the Glory, right? Alright, then we do this Dark Heart here to make this Clobberdon sad. And we have this Loregoyle Curator to make everything else sad. Here, move, Bobby. I think we got a third game here between our decks drawing a bunch of cards. Alright, we're just about to take Bob's entire crypt and put it into my deck with this Loregoyle Curator, which sounds great. Bob's still got a lot of cards in his hand here. He's not out of it just yet. Not by any means. Yep, you have a Bambly bot. Yeah, it is going to be an uphill slog still. Oh, geez. What a big dumb stupid I am. I could have my Loregoyle, so this just scrounged troops out of his crypt. I could have prevented this from happening as a 6/6. But I'm a big dumb stupid, so we didn't. I forgot that they have 4 Blamsmiths in their deck. He even scrounged one already this game. Man, I'm sloppy. Oh, they do, don't they? Good call. Good call. I was just clicking willy-nilly. Let's take all the prophesied cards. That one's prophesized too. Okay. We're going to put a stop during my ready step here. Because we're going to sacrifice this Glory. And then we're going to Loregoyle some more shit back into my deck here. Let's put the Transmog in. Man, we'd be in a really good spot if this Blamsmith hadn't been scrounged. I'm going to put 2 more in here, I think. Yeah, let's just do that. Draw. Alright, play this. So we sacrifice this, and then we draw a card, and then if there's 5 of these in our discard pile, we get a random dragon. And then we draw a big, giant brick. Pass the turn back here. We're going to put a bunch more books in our deck here in a second. So they're going to have to sacrifice something here unless they have a Transmog. This Loregoyle Curator can chump the Blamsmith at least. I guess we're at 18 and they're at 3. We're gonna have to put a bunch of things into our deck here. Yeah, the game would be less close if they didn't have a 6/6. Game would definitely. We might actually need these tombs to win the game. No joke. This is the Valor version of Bombus. So I'm gonna go ahead and chump here, and then before we take damage here, I'm gonna go ahead and put their entire crypt into my deck as tombs. We have a shard anyways. This gives them the all clear to like go ahead and do whatever they want, but I think this is still what we want to be doing here. The Valor version of Bombus is the better version of Bombus. Man, I wish Loregoyle Curator was better in more matchups, because I just love this card. So, he's going to put all these books in our deck, and then on the off chance we string 4 books together next turn, we're going to start generating some random dragons and stuff. And again, like, if this just couldn't attack into my Dark Heart, I'd be in a really good spot here. Now we're going to have to run a little bit good. That being said, we have a lot of tombs in my deck here, and a lot of these tombs are prophesized, so they draw extra cards. This is probably getting riposted. I'm just going to vomit all over the place. Yep. It's really unfortunate. So it has to block here. Seriously? Alright, I guess to trade with it now. I guess he was just passing back because, yeah. Okay. Loregoyle Curator, your tomes, please be my savior. God, I thought we were going to get a game 3. That was risky. I mean, like, what are we going to do? Not play the card? Like, he's going to riposte something at some point. Like, this game isn't ending with us not casting a card. He could have Transmogrifade this into a 3/3 unblockable. You're not wrong. And, like, this card again, like, this game's going to come down to our mistake, even if we flood and die here. I mean, okay. Probably has another Verdict or Riposte? Nope. Okay. What a tilt. What a tilt of a card. Please play a Focus or something next turn I can counter. Oh. Oh. Watch him have a counterspell here. Oh, God, he didn't. God bless. God bless. God bless us, everyone. Alright, come on. I just want to make dragons. I just want to make random dragons. I just want to make random dragons. Can we please just draw a bunch of tomes next turn, please? Please, I just want to draw a bunch of tomes next turn. I just want to draw a bunch of tomes next turn. Please, please, Kismet, for the fans at home. Please, Kismet. Martyr, okay. Kind of okay, probably not. I think I'm supposed to take a random here. And also, you know, work our way towards the tome fun. Tome monstrosities. Alright. Alright. Alright, come on, 2 more books, 2 more books, 2 more books. Okay, that's unfortunate. Alright, so get to transmog this one at least. And make another blocker. Warp Steel, sure. I'm gonna martyr this. Was that a good hit? If so, why? Please explain. Was that a good hit? If so, why? Please explain. God, where are my tombs at? I just want to make dragons. This game has been such a fantastic game of Hex, right? Just, no, Bob, don't concede! Don't concede! I wanted to make random dragons and avatars, Bob! What a giant stick in the mud. Concedes. Come back, Bob! Bob! Dang it, Bob! I wanted to make dragons and avatars. Alright, am I happy with our board plan? I think I'm happy with our board plan. I probably want all these denies, right? That's probably not true. Totem Trap seems real bad. Just, you're supposed. You didn't let me have my fun, Bob. You didn't let me have my fun. Our schedules just haven't lined up the last few weeks, yo, cousin. And just haven't lined up. Yeah, it's not exciting, but it's fine. Turns out Waylay was actually the nuts, right? Okay, so another way you could look at that Waylay, though, is if Bob would have gotten to Ascend, the game probably would have gone longer, and if the game went longer, I would have been able to play Avatars and Dragons. So, you know, glass half full, really. I think I actually want this dark card in my deck so I can draw it. Thunderfield Seer is great. Things this does, block. Things I want to do, block. Yep. Down to 21 here. Pretty sure I just want to hold deny this turn. Be resource efficient. If they're only attacking us for 3 next turn and not doing anything else with the resources, I think I'm pretty happy with that. 10 out of 10 willing to deny this. We don't have a thing in our hand. What's his name? Glory, glory, hallelujah. Attack us down to 18. I'd love to draw a Lanupaw site here. A Wakuna coin. So 10 out of 10 playing this. The Adjudicator does not draw us cards at this point. Is that important? I don't think it is. I think I want to just preserve my life total at this point. This might be wrong. I might want to wait until this draws cards, because they have some card draws in the bank from this Lanupaw site that they haven't played out yet. So, like, maybe I'm supposed to wait on that. 1-3 still blocks. That's fine. And so, like, now they have more cards in their hand than us. They're playing another site, so it's a very real chance I should have waited a turn on this. Yeah, I think there was an argument to just going, like, Seer plus Coin Cycle last turn. We take a little bit more damage, but getting to pick up cards off of this is a big deal. Sacrifice this. I'm gonna Seer here first, and then focus. I'm riposting my focus, sure.
Don't push him.
Don't tell him how to live his life. Alright, I'm leaving this Dark Heart back on defense. Again, our life total is more important than theirs. Yeah, I'm aware. You know, they're toddlers. That's what toddlers do. They wrestle. Trash Mute. That's a beating. The Prism is going to bite us again here, because if we draw a resource next turn, we're kind of in a bad spot. And we won't be able to activate our champion power, which kind of sucks. Hey, what's up? Yeah, that sounds great. Oh, they're not playing the focus. So they have another riposte in their hand then? Alright, I'm just gonna jam Sight here since I have this deny that draws a card. verdict. Alright, I'm gonna deny that. Ooh. When my counter that protects my card draws. Yo, dog. Who's winning? It's up in the air who's winning right now. I would have said Bob a second ago, but now that we resolved Lanupaw, okay, Bob is firmly winning. Heart of Embers is gonna whip out its elf-shaped penis and put it in us very, very firmly here. So we're gonna take 7. We really need to draw another dark card. Oh, between the kids. Let's deny. That's not where we want that. So now we're looking for Transmog at this point. Transmog that draws a card would be a deal. Man, what a tilt. And now they're going to be able to activate this next turn too. Yeah, we're probably dead here at this point. I'm going to hold up the deny because they're going to need to play something on their turn. And hopefully we get to draw like a Transmog to deal with this. But I guess I should have just played the Focus before playing the Thunderfield Seer. Playing this first was greedy. Like if I just got to... if I got to just play this, yeah. So my sequencing definitely cost us this game. I'm just countering this to draw a card because I need to draw a card. I mean, Glory's a card that could kind of get us back in it, but we're taking a pretty big hit here. This is a post-combat Bumblebot of Shame. We're taking 9 down to 8, though. And Bob's sequencing has been real loose here. Please make a Bumblebot. Yep. Alright, Transmog, please. Transmog, please. Transmog, please! Another deny. That's sad. Alright, so, we'd have won this game by a lot if I would have... Actually, I'm gonna... Wait. If I would have, sequenced my stuff correctly. Because another heart here, we're just dead. Not just dead, but we're effectively dead. BuzzTech Innovator. That makes us actually dead, right? No, we can jump here, technically. Yeah. So, we had a lot of outs here. We had the tools we needed to win this game, and I fucked it up. If I would have... That turn where we cast the Focus after the Seer, we would have been able to Dingle right on time. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and end up losing this one, it looks like. I'm going to play one more to wrap out the morning. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out here. Got very, very punished for that sequence there. We would have been able to play the Dark Heart, which then eats their Heart of Embers, and then, like, they only have 3 things in play, and they, like, have to attack through the Dark Heart. Even if they clear the Dark Heart, we end up +5 life on that attack, and then we get to play Glory and clear their entire board, and then we probably have the tools left over to deal with the BuzzTech Innovator, too, even because we have more life. And that's, like, assuming Bob had an answer for the Dark Heart. Yeah, I messed up that third game pretty bad, Bob. The last turn when I played the Thunderfield, or the second to last turn or third to last turn when I played the Seer into the Focus, I could have played the Focus first, and I found Dark Heart, and then I was a resource short because I played Seer first. So if I would have played Focus first, I would have been able to play the Dark Heart and eat your Heart of Embers. And then... And then the first game, we just lost to not having the second. You didn't have a resource, though, right? You had no resources up that turn, I thought. I'll have to go back and check the tape, but I'm pretty sure you didn't have resources. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you were out of resources. And, like, just, like, answering the Dark Heart didn't matter because you were out of resources and the Dark Heart would have eaten your Heart of Embers, is what I actually cared about. So, looking like a mirror match. Settle in, it's going to be a long one. So, important thing to note about the mirror. The only card that matters is Psychic Ascension. Actually the only card that matters. This is 6, so we're going to go up to 7, down to 6. I'm just going to let this resolve because, again, we want to basically save all of our main deck counters for their Psychic Ascensions. This is going to draw us some cards, put some pressure on the table. Why are we upset? Was our brother mean? Oh, I think Jake needs to come in and sit with Dad. Huh? It's okay. Declan can't get you here. Opponent missed a resource drop. That's pretty good for us. The next most important thing in the mirror after Psychic Ascension is making sure you hit every resource drop. You could make an argument that our hand's going to do well this game. Opponent's going to move to hand size here, so... Man, part of me wants to move to hand sides and discard this Transmog because, well, then we'd have 4 and 3, but we'll play our card out and keep attacking. Whoa. They discarded a deny to hand size? I have no idea what could possibly be in their hand. But there's no way deny is their worst card out of 8. Wait. They're cycling a coin after having missed a shard drop? I don't understand anymore. People are so greedy.
I'm trying. It's really hard to make this work.
I'm going to go ahead and spend this deny here because it gives us a chance to go ahead and play this Oracle song. And actually, now, like, my opponent's only played 1 action this turn, so they can't Psychic Ascension us next turn. So our turn here is just going to be That's probably okay. I like random dinosaurs. Who doesn't love random dinosaurs, really? Also, something else that's relevant here, my opponent's up on clock. That's something we're going to work to change. Being up on clock is something that's important in the mirror. That's awkward. Alright, well, we hit all of our shard drops, but unfortunately we're not doing a lot other than hitting all of our shard drops. Block here, if it gets offered. Caves is fine. It's like awkward with Darkheart, right? Like it's not. This is not a combo. They might just counter this though, so you know. Sure. Now we just have to hope that, unlike that Renner match we lost earlier today, that our Psychic Ascension is not in our bottom 12 cards. Opponent's already burned 2 denies, so like... And they're fighting over our threats pretty aggressively. Opponent has to discard again, God bless. I mean, to be fair, game 1 we both have a lot of cards in the mirror that just, like, aren't stellar, so, like, discarding's not a big deal, but, like, they're discarding denies and resources, which are cards you generally want in the mirror. Yep, that's fine. I'll draw 3. I love a Silver Talon Adjudicator. Triggers my Primordial Caves, you know? Combo, really. Man, if they have another deny here, are we fighting over this? I feel like I'm not supposed to fight over this. I feel like we just chill out and wait for our Psychic Ascension. I don't think we're gonna die to this idiot before then. Famous last words. Oh, we're well on track to the coveted second Dreaming Fox activation. Opponent's discarding to hand size again. Discards a Dread End, that's a fine one to bend. Howdy House. I guess we're dead in 4 to this, aren't we? Yeah, that's fine. Does the average 3-drop have less than 3 power? I feel like it probably doesn't. I have 2 Dingles in my hand, so I'm just going to transmog this. I'm about to be like a Crusader. Deal. Yeah, I'll block it a turn when they played some actions. We just draw troops with these caves trigger. We might have to fight over this. We don't have a lot going on. I said, could we get a troop so we could draw a card? And then we got a troop, and it didn't actually make a dinosaur. Good beats. Good beats. Well played, Kismet. Well played. GG, WP. How about deny? How about deny your deny? And by that I mean deny your Psychic Ascension again. Alright. So they're through 3 denies at this point. So we really want to draw our Psychic Ascension this turn. Really want to draw our Psychic Ascension this turn. I mean, Shard's basically Psychic Ascension, right? Like on the list of things that are like comparable to a Psychic Ascension, Shard's up there. It's not like if we would have just drawn an action, we'd have cantripped again. Or if we drew any troop, we would have gotten a dinosaur. I'm gonna dingle the crap out of that. Still haven't drawn a troop. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Sure. Is it strictly correct to deny the Ascension instead of the deny? I don't think so. I don't know, I think it's like functionally the same there. I'm gonna attack with this Chlorosaur. He's expecting our dinosaur to be more menacing, not just this little baby 2-2 dino. Alright, Totem Trap draws a card at least. You can Transmogrifade end step? Sure. Holy Ascension! God dang it. Dang it, Bobby. Hopefully this Transmog plus Totem Trap can kill this Winter Brave. I did ask for an Ascension, you're right. Kismet is just like on the A game today. Just like, let's screw with you. Okay, you asked for it, here you go. This is technically what you asked for. The kids are getting bitey. So this, yeah, I probably just want to play this. Draws a card and we play it, might as well. There's our last deny, okay. Yeah, I should attack first, you're right. It's looking like, again, our Psychic Ascension is just going to be one of the bottom cards in our deck, which is really unfortunate. Especially considering our opponent played theirs out without much protection, like undervalued. They feel like they've really mismanaged what's important in this matchup. Is what it is. But Jeff, if we gained life, we could ascend. You are not wrong. If we gained life, we could technically ascend. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I need to dingle this. How many other idiots are they through? How many am I through, actually? I have one more Dark Heart left in my deck. Yeah, I'm just gonna dingle this. I feel like if I die to this, I'm just gonna feel real dumb. This could be loose. Immediately draw an answer for it, so that doesn't feel good, but it is what it is. Well, I mean, duh, we wouldn't put Holy Ascension in our deck if we couldn't gain life. That would just be silly. So if we were Psychic, we wouldn't have dingled that because we would have known there was a Totem Trap that draws a card on top of our deck. God, are we going to go the distance with this 3-4? I would love to go the distance with this 3-4. Psychic Ascension, please. Maybe I'm not supposed to play that just so we don't deck first. Non-zero chance that's true. Yep. I think I'm just gonna find my Ascension here. And by that I mean never, ever, 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 ever find my Ascension. I'm not playing this because I don't want to prophesize my Ascension. If we draw it, we don't want it to draw cards. Glory. They played all their denies. 1, 2, 3. I think I just have to let this happen. This blocks for a turn at least. Ascension is just literally going to be the last card in our deck. He's going to have too much life. It's kind of annoying. This is the second time this has happened today. No, I actually don't think Bombus is stellar against Redlings. I would agree that Empress is probably the best deck against Redlings. Okay, well, there we go. Deny your deny. I've waited my entire game for this. Now, the answer is, can the actions we generate here... I would not like to fight anything. Oh god, that's so good. Can't attack or block. Deal. Inflict doubt. Alright, 25 hit points. Let's go! Let's go! That's really unfortunate for us. Come on, PA. Come on, we played this game so well and we finally drew our PA. Can we please win? Revert and transform target constant or troop into a phantom. That's pretty good. So we're going to turn this guy just into a smelly little 1/1 flyer. And we get a random 4-drop. Oh, yeah! We're doing it, fam! I think we might be doing it. We might be doing it, fam! Are you excited, fam? We're up on clock. We've ascended. Hopefully our opponents... God, what a good pure game of Hex. Single-digit cards left in both decks. Not playing these cards that draw cards, because, well, single-digit cards. That draws a card, too, technically. Awkward. Alright, attack. Are you ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain! I can't hear you! There's a dark heart. That's fine. Transmog this before blocks in case we get a flyer. That can exhaust a troop. Deal. That's gross. Well, I'm glad we can exhaust something. I don't know how to feel about that. This mills them 5. It puts a bunch of eggs in their deck and then buries 5 cards off their deck. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. What a game. Dece plus even. Psychic Ascension always. We were... These are my spooters. There are many like them, but these spooters are mine. Is that good? If so, why? Sure, man. Got Thunderfield Seer. How can I possibly win? Ah, going out of their own terms. The old die to my Silver Talon Adjudicator trigger. The old die to my Silver Talon. Alright, Loregoyle, Vertex, Ascension. I probably just want all the Dark Hearts for like max threat density, right? I think I want Flight on these and probably Action Creation to make our Ascension slightly better. Totem Trap's pretty bad. Transmogrifade. Does Transmogrifade hit anything that, like, Pride's Fall doesn't? It doesn't, right? Like, all these glories and stuff. I probably just want Pride's Falls in my deck. Look at that, Bobby. I'm coming to similar conclusions. Dingle seems great because it can counter their Silver Talon Adjudicators. Do I cut one Adjudicator while I'm on the draw? That doesn't seem completely unreasonable. It's slightly worse. How do I feel about this? Opponent died to their owl must be terrible. Wait, did my changes not submit? I clicked save, right? Did I not click save? Is this real life? Did I must not have clicked save. Alright, well, you know, let's play game 2 on hard mode. You didn't see me save? Well, I was checking a message, so I must not have clicked save. I thought I did and then went to check my message, because that's usually what I do, but I must not have this time around. Well, so what we're going to do this game, since we don't have all of our great board cards, is we're going to play to maximize the clock. We're going to play to maximize the clock. So we're going to just auto-pass as much as possible and burn our opponent down on clock and then hope for another long game 3. We can probably still realistically make this a long game, honestly. I think 10 out of 10 getting the Dark Heart going here is better. Who needs reserves anyways, right? Who needs those fancy cards that are interrupt their cards that are important? We have a Miracle Dark Heart here. Let's just do our thing. The difference in clock right now is I'm up a minute and a half. Maybe I'm just supposed to hold deny here, actually. Oh, didn't have it. Deal. Opponent's at 17 and I'm at 19. Yeah, I mean, if we'd have saved our post-board configuration, this Dark Heart wouldn't have come into play on turn 3. Yes, Aetherworks Marvel is still the best deck in Magic Standard format. It's going to be that way until they ban it or it rotates in October. That's pretty good. Good thing we got our friend the Totem Trap here. Unfortunately, our opponent has multiple Ascensions in their deck now, so because they likely actually sideboarded, unlike us. Yeah, that's fine. And like post-board, these would be like Verdicts of the Ancient King, and we'd be able to, you know, counter that and not feel bad about it. Oh wait, did that? No, that had, yeah. Let's just strap this. Get out of here. Alright, so we're up 2.5 minutes now. Ooh, Adjudicator. Don't mind if it does. I guess this could get denied. Whatever. Alright, we hit our Ascension early, which is good for us. And, okay. Well, you know. How sweet would it be if we just, like, forgot to submit for boarding and then won the game anyways? That would be great. Just, like, aces rewarded for good play, like... Just, like, 10 out of 10 would do again. Like to Dingle, you're an idiot. I understand, but I'll take it. Alright, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a day here. It's a beautiful day out, and my wife is finally awake, so we're going to take the kids outside. We went from 42 up to 25 on the constructed ladder. Good, solid morning, dirtling for almost 3 hours. So thanks, everyone, for hanging out here today. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon with some more Hex TCG action, padding up that ladder rank. So I will catch y'all around later. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to see if there's someone else to host here. Who else is streaming? Sticky.